Hello, my name is Elizabeth Lyde, and I want to share with you today with Golden Rule Wellness Mission. I want to share a story about a book that impacted my life, and this is the book, and it's called The Black Book. I picked up this book in 1973 at New Haven Black Expo. There was a lot of vendors who was selling everything from African clothing to books, oils, and shea butter, black soap, you name it. Anyhow, I got this book in 73 when I was 12 years old. At this particular time in my life, I was considered or was rebellious. And I want to show you the preface book where Toni Morrison forwarded, and I believe it was in 2008. Check me on that though. The author of the book is Middleton A. Harris, with the assistance of Morris Levitt, Roger Foreman, and Ernest Smith. And this is the book that Toni Morrison had forward. This is an awesome book. This book right here have impacted my life. I have read it throughout the ages. When I was 12, I wasn't so much into reading at all. It was the pictures that drew my attention in this book. And when I got the book in my possession, I actually had to go back the next day to get the book because I didn't have enough money for it. So I held on to my money. My grandmother gave it to me. And I went back to the Black Expo with my class. There I was attending Horace Day School in New Haven, Connecticut, in the Hill section. And this is where I was able to get this here book in my possession, and I had it ever since. It's an awesome book. There's pictures in this book that I unfolded with, and a lot of people wasn't talking about things pertaining to this book. It was like as if it was a secret. So from this book, I was able to sit down and learn to read some things in the book, some things I didn't know. I was raised in the church, and I was at church all the time, from Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, sometimes Saturday. If there was musical programs, youth programs, the convocation or whatever, I was always at the church. I was in the choir. I did some lead singing. I direct choir. I did a lot of things in the church. I held devotional service. We used to go to New York, and we used to sing, broadcast live in New York under Bishop Wilkins. And boy, I tell you, that was experience. Another story for another day. Anyhow, from this book, The Black Book, years later, I started designing some things to look out for younger sisters and brothers that was coming behind me. But I seen it as a real need to tell about this here book. And this book is on Amazon. This is the original book. And remember, this is the one that Toni Morrison prefaced. So make sure you get this book. Even if your kid don't like to pick up books and read, get them this book, because what drew my attention to this book, it was the pictures. And from the pictures, I was able to read, just like we used to do back in Kemet. The hieroglyphics, there was pictures, and you put enough pictures together, it formed words. And that's how I was able to look at this book. I tell you, and it was very powerful. But anyhow, today I'm strongly into Pan-Africanism. Everything I do is basically or is self-centered around Africanism. That's because that is my roots. I know all people come from Africa, but direct descendants, coming over on a slave trip, or whether it was through the native relatives on this land, they came from Africa at some point in time at free will. Not all African Americans people came over to North America on ships. Some of our people was already here for hundreds and hundreds of years, way prior to Columbus coming to America. Anyhow, other things I was able to do, but before I tell you that, let me just say this here. I have always known that it was very important for a person to search who they are before anything or anybody else. From my understanding through the Moors, and this resonates with me, is that when you serve a God outside yourself, you become enslaved to that God. And I know for a fact, reading the scriptures through the Holy Bible, King James Version, I became enslaved because I thought the white Jesus was the Jesus and all of that. So I was enslaved in that Christian world. I love the Holy Bible. It's good. You can learn from it, and I've learned a whole lot, and it has impacted my life as well. But I moved on as I got older because I always stayed conscious that I needed to develop my mind, and I got that from my grandmother, who really pushed me to educate myself. And I thank God for her, and I thank God for my mother. My mother taught me many things as well, and my father. I was a conscious person, always listening to adults and my elders. That's the way I was raised. Anyhow, I created a book, a binder for myself, that I binded the page together in a notebook as I was studying different religions and everything. It's basically theology, self-educated myself on it. I had been to college, couldn't manage it. I was young, had a lot on my plate, but I know that I had always wanted to finish my education. Another thing too, when I was 12 years old, 13 years old, I was becoming rebellious. Something wasn't sitting well with me as I was attending church. And I believe the only reason why I stayed in church for so long is, one, reading the Bible and listening to the ministry. I loved it because I've always loved truth. So wherever I can find nuggets, I keep it and I try to hold on to it. But there was just something that was not resonating with me. I know for a fact when I was a young girl, my grandmother used to always tell me when I do something wrong, the devil's going to get me. The devil's going to get me. So I thought the devil was going to get me. Here I am way up into my 20s still thinking the devil going to get me for things I've done. So that really impacted my life. But, that's how the people used to do back there then. And, yesterday the church was all we had, So that's what we looked to for guidance. And so anyhow, I thank God that I was able to never give up on my education. I love learning new things, just like a whole lot of other people. So I put together a manuscript. I'm going to publish this book, and it's called Know Thyself. And this here is The Mastery of Life. And this is my own personal manual. And I want to share some things in this book because I think it can help people and impact people's lives. Through Golden Rule Wellness Mission, that name was developed because there was a point in time where I know in my life, I started finding out things was just upside down and inside out, as Infadushi would say. I got that from him, another person that I can say that I learned a lot from and as well as Umar Johnson, the minister Louis Farrakhan, the Reverend Dr. Beckwith, so many people I can call out, Deepa Chopra, a lot of names I can call out, Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey, my grandmother, good Lord, oh, and my mom, you know. Anyhow, I want to share a few things with me that I put together. Some things I just recently put together because, like I said, Golden Rule Wellness Mission has been a lifelong journey of seeking and obtaining good health and wellness. And some of the latter things that I put together, I added to my book, and I did not write this. This is from Mother Teresa. I keep it because it's a nugget. Okay, and this here one is about concerning life, and you just gotta hear this. And when you get a chance, just take some time out. Matter of fact, if you have your smartphone, maybe you could take a picture of this. This is worth holding as a nugget. But what this says is life. Life is an opportunity. Benefit from it. Life is beauty. Admire it. Life is a dream. Realize it. Life is a challenge. Meet it. Life is a duty. Complete it. Life is a game. Play it. Life is a promise. Fulfill it. Life is sorrow. Overcome it. Life is a song. Sing it. Life is a struggle. Accept it. Life is a tragedy. Confront it. Life is luck. Make it. Life is too precious. Do not destroy it. Life is life. Fight for it. And I just want to say, even when times are not good, fight for your life. This is another piece that I have pulled from offline. I thank God for the wire, because there's nothing we don't have to have anymore. But I want to show you this. This is awesome. I got this from Pinterest. And what this says is, I ran to escape these, and you, my son, have chosen to get back into them. Was my pain not enough for you? You just had to feel it for yourself. Here we come out of slavery, 400 plus years up from slavery, and we still have our children running amok, still going to jail. They just have to learn for themselves, but we need to put things in front of them to help them to develop our minds. Actually, that's our job anyway, if we're parents. Okay.